Pueblo City Park. Yeah, one of the best courses in Colorado that you've never heard of. Probably because you've never been to Pueblo. But this park is awesome. We're going to see why. Alright, nice wide open hole one. Little scary OB on the right. Not just the road, but you've got the zoo and the moat. The moat of doom. I think this is in the 500 and change position. Daddy does not have that power yet. I threw an escape there. It's a 9-speed disc with a little turn on it. Not terrible, but kind of right. Not an easy 3 necessarily, and I don't know how many people are gonna 2 on it, but apparently some people do. Hole 2's the first one. You're gonna run into obstructions and trees, and there's a couple of different routes you can take. 3 different basket positions on this one. This is in the shorter position. I think this is the easier position to reach, despite the trees. So I went the turnover route here and didn't get a whole lot of power on it. I did throw 2 on this, but you can see they kind of fell in the same spot. And hey, sometimes you get lucky. Hole 3 kind of wide open back into a centralized field on side 1. A lot of the holes kind of rotate around this field on the front 9, so. Almost got all of this as far as the spin action. It just sort of faded out. And then just blew the putt. There we go. Okay, this is a really cool basket position on hole 4. Sometimes it's closer to the road to the left. Sometimes it's in the island across the road. And today it was in the really difficult turnover position. You've got to really put some sting on this one. I've parked it once before, but if you can get in circle 1, you've done something. Late, or actually early release there, that could have been a much better result. Probably should have just straight up putted that. I was afraid of that road. But we got the par. This is a really cool hole. It's obstructed as all hell. You've got the left OB for the road, and you've got basically Tree City here. And this really makes you test your control. It's in the center position, obviously here. There's a very deep one across the road there, and it's actually in there, like as of yesterday, they moved it to there. A lot of people like to take the route to the right and let it hyzer in, but I decided to test the middle today. And it almost burned me. But somehow I'm making putts. Alright, garbage man outside. Hole 6. Yeah, you got to get out of that initial gap, not hit that little Christmas tree looking thing, and settle up. It's got a right position and this position, and there's actually a shorter position in the middle to the right of the Christmas tree. So a long right, a shorter middle, and then this position to the left. Nailed it. Gonna show one more line here. Didn't nail it. Sorry about that sound. There's actually a crew out there doing something with the irrigation systems, so couldn't really avoid that. They take really good care of this park, by the way, so no real complaints there. Well manicured. All right, hole 7, it's got a Mando you saw there on the right. That's a common route, but the more common route is the turnover route, so you can avoid that Mando. And here's the turnover route. And there's a basket position near the little bathroom hut with a red roof, as well as one up by the road in that last cluster of trees.
So you've got like a backhand line here that's just to the left of that Mando between those trees. It's got kind of a shallow ceiling, so it's kind of a pain in the ass to hit.
Yes, it is.
And then you can go release something that turns over through that bigger gap, but you know, there's still a pretty small margin of error, but we'll see what happens.
If you hit that right gap and you get right down the middle with the right height, it's going to settle up perfectly by default. So they designed it really well in that aspect.
That's good.
And I'm chopping wood. This was really sort of an accident. It worked out, but it didn't get enough turn, but it settled. I think it hit a tree.
Wow. Super lucky on that. It was a little too tight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the gap you want to hit right there.
Yep.
Obviously, it's real easy to hit that tree. Let's go. Let's drill this.
You have no idea how many takes it took to get this. Kidding. I try to keep everything pretty straight. If it's a completely ruckus shot that adds nothing to the video, I'll do it over, but I do everything one take. It's scary as hell driving a drone through trees like this, just so you know.
So yeah, hole 8 is normally a turnover shot. But in this position today, it's deep. So you just want to kind of like shoot it through the gap. And the best thing in this kind of a situation is really just to not think too much and just pull it. So let's see what happens.
I mean, that really is the truth, but easier said than done. There's been times I say that, and of course I hit a tree.
Really short teep out on this one, by the way, too.
But not today.
Perfect. Don't think. Yeah, this would have been absolutely parked. Normally, well, not normally, but sometimes the basket is like right here. It's sitting right between those trees right there. So we're just going to try to feather it in with a little bit of a hyzer.
And then we're going to go too wide. Either way, it's still a putt, so.
A little deep, that's all right.
We're not Paul Macbeth here. Okay, hole 9. Can be super long, can be all the way down to the corner there, where the street corner is. It can be in this clump of trees to the right of that power box, or it can be where it is here. Either way, it's over 500 here. I think it's listed as a par 3 here. I don't really understand that. I don't know who's going to hit a straight line for 500 outside of the pros.
Something stable and
then have
on
a
this
putt.
hole. This is sidewinder, so you know, obviously
But hey.
good for rollers and understable shots. This is the Raider. Somewhat similar to a Destroyer.
I lost the
not
Raider.
quite, but I just chose to use the Raider today for whatever reason.
Maybe I knew I was gonna lose it. So that's the danger. You have to keep it low enough under that canopy there and get, you know, some hot sauce on it.
Okay, the Raider was a way better shot. It's up there. That's kind of where you want to be for anything on this hole, because everything up here is pretty deep. There's a super deep spot way down toward the street corner. There's a shorter spot somewhere between these trees. Today we're over here. So I'm going to play this short shot. I want to work on my scrambling. I'm going to have to turn this one over just a little bit, or maybe change my angle.
Honestly, if you get to the power box, you've done a good job. Yeah, that tree kind of wrecked me. It was in my dome. Okay, AVR X3, probably not the best disc to use there, but I'm a little bit stubborn. I tried to...
Not quite, almost. I needed a little more turnover on that.
Yeah, you really have to force it over and give it a lot of like heat. And it will settle up great.
Beyond circle one, so...
Yeah, if you don't, though, it's kind of a disaster.
Completely blew it. Sometimes it happens, though. Just move on.
Yeah, one of my friends showed up here today, so he's going to finish the back with me. Back 9. This is one of those, every course has them. This is a must birdie.
Hole 11. Sometimes it's in this spot right over here. They've got that sort of in this. This is hole 10. Yeah, thank you, Sinclair.
Yeah,
hole 10. So it's actually in the deeper spot right now.
Play.
That position there. It's got about 3 different positions. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're gonna try to throw something understable and also a stable disc just to see how they fly.
I want to say it's like 325. I'll have to double check, and those will get listed, of course, on the overlay. Whoops. That's a matter of not following through with your body. Head over your toes and or...
Too big of a step?
Yeah, a little bit too big of a step. It can also be if you reach the end of the tee box too quick. And I still reached the end of the tee box too fast.
A little better, a little off target.
But, you know, got it down a little bit. Yes, Sinclair.
There you go, baby.
My man Sinclair.
Got the forehand putt. Let's go.
He's one of the coolest guys in Pueblo to play with.
So this is kind of what can happen if you let it sail too high. It's going to settle really far left, especially if it hires out. Most discs do, so keep it graded anyway.
One of the nicest guys too. Yeah, no, was not in circle 1. You're not likely going to hit it. So I'm crying today. Next 2 holes can make it cry too. You'll see why.
Okay, so yeah, now we're actually on hole 11. This is one you can really do even in the long position with a putter, and really, once you get your throw down, it's what you should be throwing. We'll see if I can nail it.
No, what you should be throwing is an understable putter here. But I'm stubborn. And it cost me.
Oh, so close. You have to throw those trees, though. Let's see what
I've used the understable putter, bud. Yeah, you can't get high here, or it's going to get knocked down.
Okay, you know, I could go up there and take the better shot, but I'm going to try to work on the scrambling like we did before. See if we can float one in here and this thing slide in. Yeah, that second one's right up next.
Seriously, take the route that's going to work, not this. This is trying to show off and looking stupid. Yeah. I mean, there's merit to using a stable putter and trying to turn it over, because when it fades back, it lands so softly. And if you can master it, you have a tool in the bag. And I do use it a lot, and I'm good with it, but it's not always going to work. All right, the nightmare hole. Hole 12. FYI, there is a sky hyzer route. You have to hit the window perfectly, and you have to make it through a lot of obstacles at the end, but, you know, if you can get it down, you can avoid all of this.
All right, what you got, Sinclair?
Sinclair's about to big shot me.
Yes, sir. Look at that. Yes, sir.
My man Sinclair. Hell yeah.
I don't know. Sinclair just kind of set me up there. I don't have a forehand, but we're gonna see.
No, you don't. Ugly.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I guess today I have a forehand.
Yeah, sometimes it works.
Yeah, we're in the far right position today, boys.
Yeah, see how you get down here and it's just
Oh, it's way over there. Whoa. No what?
like,
Yeah, it's
come on.
Yeah, it's like up there. So normally it's like up the hill here.
Okay, I got
Yeah, the ones up on that embankment to the left.
All right, Sinclair,
it's
let's
hard
go.
enough to get there and not hit a root and roll back. But then to deal with this, and you know, great shot by him, but he hits a root.
Oh, that was tracking.
I love Sinclair and his yells. Yeah, that was tracking pretty well. And that's just a poor attempt.
you like right here. I can not have to worry about it.
Look at this dude. Oh,
Man.
I was gonna say these hills have eyes, Sinclair.
Really neat hole here. Crosses over 17's fairway, so you got to watch out for others, but really kind of picturesque. I think one note that I think this is right. You have to make it over the creek, or it's a stroke. The creek's right there at the edge of the, where it slopes down. I think there's just 2 basket positions for this hole.
Whew, you just got through.
Wow.
Not too shabby. Honestly, it's so easy to hit like one of these trees before you go down that drop. And we're putting still.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Hole 14. Right. Yeah, 14. It's got the limb of truth. We had a windstorm recently, and everybody was praying that thing fell. But to be real, it's part of the character of a course.
Okay, like this is really infamous for a low-hanging limb. You're either gonna hit the limb or you're not, but you better not think about the limb.
Don't think about the limb.
Very good. You did what you said.
Thank you, thank you. It should have stapled up some more, but that was pretty decent. Woo! Yeah. Nice job. Right through the V. Good up.
Really pretty course. Really is. Get a good sunny day, it's a great day. Okay, 15. You can take the more common route is to take the little low ceiling hyzer and get it just deep enough where it skips up, or you can try the turnover route over the road, and you can play a little game with the wind and see if it works out.
Taking that street Sinclair's taking the smart route.
Yeah, big time.
They need to know that route because that's the most. Oh boy!
This looked
You
better
got
than
it.
it was.
Oh! Oh dang!
That one little limb.
Oh man.
Okay. Nice little break here. You can kind of let it loose on this hole. Wide open field. I think it's like 380 from the pad to the edge of the trees. And you know, if you can stick something on a line drive 400 or over, it can skip up nicely for you.
All right, hole 16, right?
Yes.
Yeah, hole 16 is a grip and rip special. So the main thing is
Yeah,
if
you
have
could
a
rip it
headwind on
right
this-
over to the
if you have a
right
headwind,
too.
you're likely going down to hole 17's fairway,
Yeah.
which is a drop down in elevation. So you just kind of want to.
Not only is it a drop down in elevation, it's
give it that little angle so
way
it
out of
drops up
bounds.
and doesn't get wild on you. We'll see what happens.
and probably hitting somebody.
Somebody marked this 15.
They did, but it's not though.
Yeah, 16. Wow.
Yeah, any headwind at all, and this
Barely
is
got that one right. We're gonna throw the Raider in a minute too.
it'll get caught and go way right, at least for a backhanded player.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. Yep.
I'll tell you. We're gonna take the good shot because why not? Here goes Sinclair.
Wow. That was a good throw. Alright, if I get this where it needs to go.
Sorry, Sinclair, for the bad footage.
Whew, that was close.
All right, you're gonna have to trust me here that both Sinclair and I cleaned up the putts, but the footage was lost. 17. It's not very far up to that hill, that rise in elevation, but I think it's like under 300, but it plays like 350 to 400 with the elevation change. You don't want to go in the creek on the left. Does not smell good. All right, when you have a headwind like this, don't shoot high. All right, hole 18. Honestly, an awesome hole 18. It tests your ability to deal with a headwind, also puts you in a spot to have to execute another really hard turnover shot with large cottonwood tree limbs hanging right in the way. So you can end up so easily in the woods. All right, I hit the limb. A more perfect shot. This was a pretty good approach, but a more perfect tee shot, you can land right in that low ditch spot, which gives you a putt. Yeah, City Park. You definitely want to check this course out. It is a must if you're in Colorado, so it's worth the drive. It's close enough to the highway, and I'll put my ratings up here.